Crazy God story. Years ago, God told my friend Brian, who lives in Pennsylvania, to quit his job and start a non-profit tree service. In that area, there's a lot of big dangerous trees in people's yards that are on the verge of breaking off and falling on houses or cars or injuring somebody. There's a lot of people that need those trees removed but can't afford to get it done. So when God called Brian to start that business, he knew there was a need for it, but he was really hesitant because at the time he had a great government job with fantastic pay and benefits and retirement and job security, and he didn't know how he'd replace all of that. Plus, in order to start a business like that, you need tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment like chainsaws and climbing gear and ropes and a bunch of other stuff that Brian didn't have and couldn't afford. But eventually, Brian decided to say yes to God. So he took a step of faith and put his 2 weeks notice in at his job. The next day, his friend called him up and said, "Hey, Brian, come over. I want to talk to you about something." So when Brian got there, his friend said, "Hey, look, I'm fixing to move, and I've got all this tree service equipment, chainsaws and stuff like that I was going to sell, but the other day God told me to give it to you for free, so here you go. It's all yours." When God called Brian to start that business, he didn't tell him how anything was going to work out or provide anything he needed up front. He waited for Brian to obey and walk by faith into the impossible thing that he was calling him to do, and then provided everything Brian needed in order to fulfill that calling. Hebrews 11:6 teaches that without faith it's impossible to please God, but that he always rewards us for our faith.